What happens when your body says no, but your ambition says go? This weekend, Formula One fans were met with a shocking twist. Aston Martin's Lance Stroll will not be racing in the Spanish Grand Prix. A sudden withdrawal, an old injury flaring up, and questions about the future. Stay with us as we dive deep into everything you need to know and reveal what this might mean for Aston Martin's 2025 season and beyond. Oh, and there's one surprising possibility about who might replace Stroll that no one is talking about. Welcome back to Fuel Up Daily, your daily pit stop for all things F1. If you're as addicted to speed, strategy, and stories as we are, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. The news broke late Friday after qualifying. Lance Stroll, who finished P14 in qualifying at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, will miss the Spanish Grand Prix. Aston Martin confirmed this just hours after the session. In an official statement, the team said, "Over the course of the past 6 weeks, Lance has been experiencing pain in his hand and wrist, which his medical consultant believes is in relation to the procedure he underwent in 2023. As a result, his medical team have confirmed that he will not race tomorrow, and he will undergo a procedure to rectify these issues before focusing on his recovery." So what exactly happened? And what does it mean for Lance and for Aston Martin? The background: the 2023 injury that changed everything. To understand the significance, we need to rewind. In early 2023, during the preseason, Stroll was involved in a cycling accident that left him with fractured wrists and a broken toe. Many doubted whether he'd make it to the grid for the Bahrain opener, but he did, and finished P6. That comeback was hailed as heroic, with F1 doctors, fans, and commentators praising his resilience. However, the long-term effects may not have fully healed, and now the consequences are back, just when Aston Martin needed consistency. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying these deep insights, don't forget to like this video. It helps us fuel more content like this for you. Performance so far: what has 2025 looked like for Lance Stroll? This marks Stroll's 7th season with Aston Martin, which he joined back in 2019 when the team still ran as Racing Point. This year, he's currently sitting at 11th in the Drivers' Championship with 14 points. While not setting the grid on fire, he's been consistent, but consistency won't win you titles. And with Alonso struggling to score points this season, despite qualifying 10th for this weekend, it's a difficult time for the British outfit. Aston Martin currently sits 8th in the constructors' standings, a far cry from their podium-challenging performances in 2023. So, what now? Let's not forget, Aston Martin entered 2025 with high hopes. New upgrades, revised aerodynamics, and big budget allocations under the cost cap all pointed toward progress. But motorsport is a brutal arena where progress is measured in milliseconds. The replacement question: who takes the wheel? As of now, no official replacement has been confirmed, but speculation is running wild. Here are the realistic options. Felipe Drugovich, Aston Martin's reserve driver, F2 champion, and the most logical fill-in. He has tested the AMR 25 and is familiar with the team setup. Sebastian Vettel? Okay, this is more fan fantasy than fact, but some corners of the F1 fandom have ignited the idea of Seb returning for a cameo. Don't count on it, but wouldn't it be something? External wildcards? Aston may pull a driver from another racing series for emergency fill-in, though this is unlikely due to lack of F1 seat time. Who do you think should replace Stroll? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, smash that subscribe button. Impact on team strategy and morale: Stroll's absence affects more than just a race seat. It disrupts weekend strategy. No data pairing for Alonso during free practice. Reduced feedback for car development. Potential 0 points for Aston Martin this weekend. For Alonso, who has struggled in 2025, the pressure will now be even higher. The team has invested heavily in upgrades, yet the results just aren't coming. Alonso said earlier this season, "The team needs to push harder, but we can't do it without stability." With Stroll out, that stability is gone. And morale? That's a silent performance killer in the garage. Engineers need feedback, mechanics need pace, and management needs hope. Losing a driver mid-weekend drains all three. Medical insights, recurring injuries in motorsport. Hand and wrist injuries are particularly problematic in Formula One. The steering feedback, G-forces, and braking pressure put enormous strain on the upper body, according to F1 sports doctors. Even a 90% healed wrist is not safe under race conditions. Stroll's 2023 surgery may have left scar tissue or nerve sensitivity. His medical team opted to prevent long-term damage by pulling him out now. It's a smart call, but one that raises the question, should Stroll adjust his career trajectory to prioritize recovery and longevity? Fun fact, between 2010 and 2020, wrist injuries were the second most common reason for mid-season driver replacement. If you've stuck around this long, you clearly love F1 as much as we do. Hit like and stay with us, because the next section is the real twist. The long game, what this means for Stroll's future. Let's be honest, Lance Stroll has always been a polarizing figure. While some critique his billionaire background, others admire his grit. But this withdrawal marks a turning point. Will he return stronger and more determined? Reassess his long-term goals in F1? Focus on recovery and miss more races? Insiders suggest that Aston Martin is already considering long-term driver planning, especially with Alonso nearing 44 and no podiums this year. Could 2026 be the year they bring in fresh blood? One source close to the paddock said, Aston's got an eye on the 2026 regulation change, and that could mean a total reset. And with Honda set to partner Aston Martin in 2026, the team needs fit, hungry drivers. It's a chess game, and this move by Stroll may be the start of a much bigger shift. What to watch this weekend? Without Stroll, Fernando Alonso will be the solo Aston Martin on the grid, starting from position 10. Can he score? Midfield battles between Haas, Alpine, and Sauber will be even more intense. Potential debut of Drugovich? All eyes on the pit lane for last-minute surprises. And let's not forget the weather. It's set to be unpredictable in Barcelona this weekend. We might see a wet qualifying session or a slippery race, where tire strategy becomes everything. Make sure to catch our post-race breakdown right here on Fuel Up Daily, where we'll discuss what went down, what went wrong, and what happens next. Lance Stroll's absence is more than a headline. It's a window into the physical and mental toll of elite motorsport. Will this be a bump in the road, or the start of a new path for the Canadian driver? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching Fuel Up Daily, where passion meets performance. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a lap of action. We'll see you on race day. Until then, keep your engines running and your curiosity in overdrive.